states across Europe and beyond, the complex and fascinating political landscape of France in October 2025. It is a moment of significant change and reflection for the nation, and we're here to unpack what's happening, why it matters, and what could be next. So, where does France stand right now? The political climate is defined by a sense of anticipation and recalibration. Following the last major election cycle, the traditional political certainties have been well and truly shaken up. We're seeing a parliament that's more fragmented than ever before, which means building consensus and passing legislation has become a delicate art of negotiation and compromise. President Macron's administration is navigating this new reality, facing the daily challenge of finding common ground with a diverse range of political forces, from the resurgent left to the solidified right. One of the most talked about topics is the economy. After several years of global economic headwinds, France is focusing intently on boosting its industrial sovereignty and tackling the rising cost of living, which remains a top concern for households across the country. The government's France 2030 investment plan is in full swing, aiming to re-industrialise the nation by focusing on green technology, digital innovation, and key strategic sectors. We're seeing major investments pour into gigafactories for electric vehicle batteries, hydrogen energy projects, and advanced pharmaceuticals. The big question everyone is asking is, are these long-term strategies delivering tangible results for the average citizen quickly enough? Unions and social groups are vocal, arguing that while these grand projects are important, immediate relief in the form of wage adjustments and price controls is still urgently needed. On the European stage, France continues to champion the idea of a more strategically autonomous Europe. With ongoing global uncertainties, President Macron is pushing for the EU to strengthen its collective defence capabilities and reduce its dependence on other global powers for energy and essential goods. This has led to some robust debates within the EU itself. Countries have differing views on the pace and extent of this integration, especially concerning defence spending and shared resources. France is often seen as the driving force behind this ambitious vision, but it's a vision that requires constant diplomatic effort to keep all 27 member states on board. The Franco-German relationship, the traditional engine of the EU, is as crucial as ever, and both Paris and Berlin are working to align their strategic priorities in this new era. Back at home, social issues are at the forefront of the national conversation. The debate around pension reform, which caused such widespread protests a few years back, hasn't disappeared. Its implementation and long-term effects are still being closely monitored, and it remains a sensitive point for many. Beyond that, discussions about immigration, national identity, and the principle of laïcité, or secularism, continue to shape public discourse. These are deeply rooted conversations in French society, and they are being amplified by new generation activists and thinkers who are bringing fresh perspectives to the table, particularly through social media. Another significant development is the green transition. France has ambitious climate goals, aiming for carbon neutrality by 2050. In October 2025, we're seeing this translate into very concrete policies. There are major public works projects aimed at expanding high-speed rail networks to encourage travel by train over short-haul flights. Cities like Paris, Lyon, and Marseille are accelerating their plans to create more green spaces, expand cycling lanes, and restrict high-emission vehicles from urban centres. This ecological push is a balancing act. On one hand, there's widespread public support for environmental action. On the other, there are concerns from rural communities and certain industries about the economic impact of these rapid changes, sparking debates about ensuring a just transition where no one gets left behind. As we look ahead, all eyes are starting to turn towards the next presidential election. Even though there is still some time away, potential candidates from all sides of the political spectrum are beginning to position themselves. The political landscape is fluid. The traditional centre-left and centre-right parties are working hard to rebuild their base and present a compelling alternative. On the far right, Marine Le Pen's Rassemblement National remains a powerful force, while on the far left, Jean-Luc Mélenchon's La France Insoumise continues to mobilise its dedicated supporters. The big unknown is who will emerge as the new leading figures to capture the public's imagination. Will we see the rise of new political movements, much like Macron's own rise to power? Or will there be a return to more traditional political alignments? The next year will be crucial in shaping the field of contenders. So, to sum it up, France in October 2025 is a nation in motion. It's a country grappling with the immediate needs of its citizens while pursuing ambitious long-term goals for industrial renewal, European leadership, and a green future. The political arena is dynamic and unpredictable, making it one of the most interesting stories to follow in the world right now. The outcomes of these debates and policies will not only define the future of France, but will also have a significant impact on the direction of the entire European Union. What are your thoughts on the situation in France? Is there a specific issue you'd like us to cover in more detail? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into global affairs. We'll see you in the next one.